Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, when you're raising children, man, it's one thing that's vital for children to be successful is to have them planted. When I say planted, I mean stability. Not moving from place to place and, just having a solid foundation, a place where they can put up roots and just grow and be prosperous, make friends, so on and so forth. Nowadays, man, with it taking two people to raise children and to balance households financially and stuff, I mean, regardless if you disagree with it or not, a lot of times, things happen and people wind up being in places that they don't want to be in, and due to financial constraints and different situations in life, and it happens. And a lot of times tempers, flare between man and woman, and things get out of control. What I'm talking about is, this is a story out of St. Bernard Parish, Louisiana, that happened yesterday. Shout out St. Bernard Parish, Louisiana. It's about a 16-year-old boy that shot his dad up during a domestic incident in a motel in which the mother and father got into it on Mother's Day, and the father began to pound cake the mom. Now take a look at this story and I'll come back and talk about it, but listen closely to the details. And it says a little bit about the situation that this child was in, regardless if he's right or wrong for killing his own father. Take a look.
Developing at this hour, the St. Bernard Parish Sheriff's Office says a 16-year-old male shot and killed his father at a Chalmette Motel. Chris Welty is live now with the latest on this. Chris.
Liz, quite an emotional morning here at the Marina Motel on Paris Road in Chalmette. Now, probably about a half a dozen family members just left the motel. They were cleaning out a room on the second story. That's where the shooting happened. As you can see, there's still crime scene tape from the sheriff's office at the foot of the stairwell going to the second story of this motel. Now, the father has identified his son, who died, as 56-year-old Kevin Harrison. And the mother, who was inside this hotel room when the sheriff's office said that their 16-year-old son shot the dad, she was actually at this hotel room this morning cleaning out the room. They were moving out personal belongings, filling up truckloads of clothes and other items from this motel room. Now, the sheriff's office says that this shooting happened just before 11 o'clock last night here at the Marina Motel. When deputies arrived, they did find Harrison in the room with multiple gunshot wounds, and he was pronounced dead on scene. Now, the 16-year-old involved in this case said, the sheriff's office says that he shot his father after his father and mother were in some type of domestic dispute, and he did once again shoot the father multiple times. Now, the sheriff says that this was an isolated incident involving family members and no one else was injured. And so far, no charges have been filed at this time. Now, the sheriff's office, they will give us an update at 12:30. So we're going to learn many more details on this case at 12:30, and we'll bring you the very latest. Reporting live in St. Bernard Parish, Chris Welty, Fox 8 Local First.
Is dead after the sheriff's office says there was a Mother's Day altercation between the father and son. St. Bernard deputies say a 16-year-old shot and killed his father after police say witnessing a fight between his parents turned physical at a motel. WDSU reporter Ariel Brumfield is live at that motel on Paris Road. As Ariel, that family picks up the pieces today in mourning.
Yeah, it was a very emotional day for that family here. We saw them at the motel, the wife as well, her mother. They were packing up their belongings and moving out of the motel behind me. And you should see this video on your screen right now. The family was here at Marina Motel on Paris Road here in Chalmette. That's where we're told the shooting happened. We learned from investigators that the victim, Kevin Harrison Sr., 56 years old, he was actually in an argument with his wife when things turned physical. And that's when we're told their son actually intervened. Deputies say Harrison and that 16-year-old, they both pulled guns out on each other. the 16-year-old ultimately sending shots that would kill his father. We are told by deputies that Harrison was already pronounced dead before they arrived on the scene, but at this time there are no charges brought against that 16-year-old. We talked to Sheriff Pullman. He says the couple and their 2 kids have been living here at this motel for some months now, but everything is still very early in this investigation.
It is rare, and just the circumstances behind this particular thing is really disturbing. You know, with the whole family not only, you know, having some sort of involvement, but all being witness to this event as well on Mother's Day is really sad.
And we are told that that 16-year-old is in custody, being held at the juvenile center for an unrelated charge. We are told that he did have a warrant for his arrest. Reporting in Chalmette, I'm Ariel Brumfield, WDSU News.
Hey guys, I go to show you. Children are a direct reflection of the households that they're in. Now it said this boy got arrested on an unrelated charge. Of course, he had a warrant at 16 years old. So he had a troubled past. But obviously he was in a troubled household, and he's reflectant of that. For him to pull guns out on his dad, and the dad pulled guns out on him, if y'all was paying attention, they got physical, and then they pulled guns out on each other, and the young boy had enough, and he let off first. Shot his dad up multiple times. What you think about that? It's bad enough to get a gun put in your face by a stranger, and things run through your head like, damn. But to have your own kid do that to you, you know what I'm saying? And then relinquish on that promise, I will blast your ass, and you pull a gun on your kid, what kind of relationship did you have? None. None. Here it is, Mother's Day, you fighting on your fucking son's mom. What you think he was gonna do? How many times you think these people that are abusive, you know what I'm saying? And I put all this on the man, and this is why. If it got to the point where you felt like you wanted to hit her, my man, you could have left out that house. Bad enough, you the man, and y'all live in an apartment, you know what I'm saying? That fall on who? That fall on you as the leader. Y'all making the best way y'all can. Your son got a troubled past. You know what I mean? I know the pressure's building on you and stuff, but goddamn, right now, that's not what you do. Especially when you got a son that already got warrants and stuff out for his arrest from doing a lot of stuff. Probably don't even want to be around y'all because y'all fight all the goddamn time, or he don't want to be in that position where he got to see something. I've been there with kids that just want to stay out their house, and they let the streets raise them because they'll take their chances out in the street dealing with survival than being in the house and seeing 2 people that he loved at each other's throats. This is just the reality that's out here. Some people are so upset with themselves that they can't even get out of their own damn way. And here it is, tragedy strike. Now they thrown out of that apartment. The dad's dead. The son's locked up. The woman's sitting there like, what the hell? Come on, man. Come on. What you think about that? Why would you fight in front of your kids? When I was younger, my parents would argue, but it would only go to a certain level. It would never get to a certain level to where, like, you know, I would be like, okay, ooh, this is a little different. You know, where, you know, it would stress us out. Even now, you know, I learned that at a young age. I don't scream and yell at my kids' moms or something like that where it would scare my children or have them uneasy. But nowadays, it's like everybody lashes out against each other, this and that. Things get physical. They say things they shouldn't say and do things they shouldn't do in the presence of children. And children record all of that stuff. The part that tripped me out is it said they both pulled guns on each other. Like, it's like, boom, it's a standoff. You got a man you can't control. You got a son you can't control. And you got a woman in the middle of it getting her ass beat. I don't know, man. I don't even know what to call with this, but it's just sad that on Mother's Day, you can't even stop a murderous rampage. It's like nobody even thinks of that shit. You see him coming out, best mom in the world. Yeah, it don't mean shit now because the dad is dead. And the dad was busting her ass. Shit's wild, man. Just wild. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, man. People don't give a damn. Once they get mad, they don't think about anything. And the thing that's crazy is it's not always bad between 2 people. And that little bit of time of knowing and getting to know somebody and thinking about the good things, you would think you would have a level of respect and a line that you don't cross where you know, you remember that the person that you're talking to, you still have an affinity for. But you don't see that nowadays. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.